goes on Sirius Radio and says, well, you draft the second pick. I mean, trust me, the fans aren't going to be happy if you don't play well anyway, whether it's Chase Daniel or it comes down to. But Tom Condon, and here's another thing that should be stated, Tom Condon has made mistakes here. I reported it last year. I didn't get this contract in the mail. He was offered a contract of 4 years at an average of $18 million a year. And Sam doesn't do it because all these players are just like dogs following the leader. He just listened to his agent. That was a bad move. This is a bad move. He's not going anywhere, whether he likes it or not. And I don't think there's a tender out there. Somebody would take it for a fourth-round pick. But that's not going to happen. Yeah, it appears as if Tom Condon is playing the role of puppet master. Now, Howard Bradford doesn't want to play, and he doesn't get traded. Who starts week one? It's Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford is the quarterback. The one thing that the Eagles can't worry about, teams can't worry about guys making these demands in April. Here's another problem, and Sam's got to overcome this now, too. He's not going to come to the voluntary camps. Well, he better come to the mandatory camps because otherwise he gets fined. Sure. And the Eagles aren't going to move just because an agent says that Sam Bradford wants a trade, and he's the leader. The quarterback's got to be the leader of your football team. And when you lack those leadership skills, and he showed some last year that he was a leader, but when you bail out on your team, you're not working with your team, you're worried about yourself and not your teammates, that's when they have a problem. And players in today's world won't say anything, but the reality is, hey man, you're part of us. We're a team, and the Eagles need him for this first year because they can't win without him. And here's the other thing, if he plays well, and that's what you're supposed to do in sports, there's always somebody else coming in. If he plays well, then they might have to keep him for the second year with his 2-year contract. And if he doesn't, then the Eagles made the right choice by drafting a quarterback with the second pick in the draft. So, I know they run Carson Wentz. I know what's going to happen here. But Sam Bradford has got to man up and got to get out there and play football and just show everybody what he can do. And now he's got to make up to the fans because I know when he walks out for that first preseason game, and he will be there, they will not be happy.
That's right, Howard. Asking with the very latest on Sam Bradford and the Philadelphia Eagles, and Howard has never demanded a trade. He loves Philadelphia. Thanks, Howard. Appreciate it.
And we love Howard asking.
Yeah, we do.
Asking, telling him to man up.
Man up.
Big news. Well, all right, so Sam Bradford, of course, wanting out of Philly. If, in fact, he does leave, where would the best landing spot be for him? The 49ers, the Browns, the Jets, or perhaps the Broncos? Let's take a look at what the nation thinks. And, Coach, I want your opinion on this because 37% going with John Elway's Broncos. What do you think, Coach?
Well, first I'm really disappointed he even said what he said, but he's exactly right. I mean, you're going to disappoint the entire organization because, I'll say this, your decision to get a quarterback, not having known that Bradford would react that way, you're pretty happy you did say, let's go get a quarterback. So if this is what your quarterback does, you don't want this guy to be a football team. It's very shame. And as Howard said, I agree with him. I mean, he's been ill-advised. You do not say that in a ball cities.
Right. Really?
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. And the criticism, use it as motivation, right? All right, thanks, Coach. We're just 2 days away from the draft, and NFL Network has got you covered like nowhere else this year. We're inside 19 Orleans, including there, the Chargers that you see here. San Diego, of course, holding that number 3 overall pick, and since it sounds like Jared Goff and Carson Wentz going 1 and 2, well, this is the first real mystery of the 2016 NFL Draft, although nothing would surprise me at this point. HQ, just the beginning of Draft Week coverage today on NFL Network, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Do not miss a special edition of NFL Total Access Draft Preview, a 2-hour edition immediately following. That is Path to the Draft, and then NFL Total Access, 7 p.m. We got you covered, head to toe, just a recommendation. Maybe keep it locked here all day long.
Covered like a blanket, as some would say. Now, still to come, we're going to talk live with future Hall of Famer and the pride of the Saints, Drew Brees. What will New Orleans do in the draft, and what advice will he give to Jared Goff and Carson Wentz? But next, when the Niners drafted Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers, Coach Nolan, well, he was in the middle of it all. So what were the Niners thinking, and why did they do it? An explanation forthcoming right here on Washington HQ. It's Draft Week.
I don't think mine are working. You don't look naked. Whoa! Oh, where are we, jerk? You get out. What you put in?
Man, niggas by my house got one of them, man. You know?
Pure driving freedom. Starting at $21,499. Test drive the new 2016 Shop Free Sales Event. Going on down at your Polaris dealer.
The new Royal Blizzard. What's the science behind the fudge suspended inside?
That's what I'm doing. You got a nigga
Science! Experience the only Royal Blizzard climate. This is factory, not fast food.
Your future has arrived. The 2016 NFL Draft. And we're live from the red carpet. Hosted by Michael Irvin and Melissa Stark.
What does it mean to find me here?
More stars, more love football with more moments,
We have to talk about this outfit.
and all the access.
Live from the Windy City in Chicago.
Before destiny calls, the next NFL generation walks the red carpet. Live Thursday at 6 on the NFL Network.
How does Time Warner Cable Business Class power small business success?
With a network serving customers from coast to coast.
And a team of thousands all doing our part.
To give you service that you can rely on. Bundle 10 meg internet and phone with a free Wi-Fi hotspot and modem for $99.98 per month. Ask how to get a $200 Visa prepaid card.
And with the money back guarantee, your decision is easy.
When your business needs fast solutions,
One call can make it possible.
call today or visit us online to learn more.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me.
one rapper, right?
But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would be complete.
That's what they be on, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Nice to meet you. That would be at Millennium Park there in Chicago. Just 2 short days, the 2016. Right there. Beautiful, windy city, Chicago, Illinois. Will it be? Of course it's your hometown. There you go. Look forward to being there in a couple days. Will it be, though, 2 years in a row that quarterbacks go 1-2? Carson Wentz from North Dakota State. Howell, Jared Goff. They are the favorites to be the top 2 picks. Goff, of course, widely considered to be the Rams' choice for that #1 pick when he would likely go second to the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's welcome him. He is live in downtown LA at LA Live, the Rams draft headquarters. Good morning to you, Omar. All right, so we are hearing possibly Jared Goff. What is the very latest you are hearing on who the Rams might select with that first overall pick?
Speculation very high for Jared Goff. It's interesting how things have shifted over the last week or so. Carson Wentz, the average mock draft analyst, was going to be the #1 pick for the LA Rams. But in the last week or so, speculation very high amongst NFL circles that Jared Goff will be selected the #1 pick for the LA Rams. After Jeff Darlington said yesterday that he does believe Carson Wentz will be theirs for the taking. So even though speculation is high for Jared Goff to be the next LA Rams general manager for the Rams, Les Snead saying that they won't reveal the real pick until Thursday night, keeping the dramatics to unfold for the TV show that is the NFL Draft.
All right, Albert, whether it's Jared or Carson, of course, both are rookies. How quickly do the Rams expect their top pick to become the starter?
Well, as soon as they're ready, Jeff, if you're saying the first thing you can do in development for any player, regardless of position, is to ask them to do things they're incapable of doing. Les Snead saying because college offenses are so different nowadays, that's just a reality from the NFL offenses. You have to have a little patience. He cited his experience when he was in Atlanta with the Falcons when they selected Matt Ryan, the #3 overall pick in the 2008 draft. He said at no time did they say we have to start our rookie. It just so happened that in the 3rd preseason game that year, ironically, against Jeff Fisher's Titans, Ryan showed that he was ready. We've seen other examples recently with Russell Wilson and Derek Carr, Seahawks, Raiders, respectively, where the rookie takes over and wins the job from the presumed starter, a veteran that was there for the stopgap. So the Rams certainly hoping, but not mandating that happen here as well.
We could see the rookie start week 1 1 of the 2016 season. Omar Ruiz with the very latest on the Rams draft plans. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you a little bit later in the show. Thank you, Omar.
The San Francisco 49ers select Alex Smith, quarterback, Utah. Well, San Francisco going with the quarterback out of Utah. QB2, first overall in 2005. Now, Mike Nolan, he was a front man at the time by the Bay, and he helped evaluate Alex Smith, and he helped make that selection. And that was part of a big reason. Aaron Rodgers spent so much time in the green room waiting to hear his name called. Now, the Cal quarterback was eventually selected 24th overall by the Packers, who already had a franchise quarterback in Brett Favre. He spent those years waiting, and of course, the rest is history. So, Coach, take us back. Let's take a little trip down memory lane and give us the evaluation process. Alex Smith, Aaron Rodgers, what eventually led to that decision?
Well, basically, we thought in the long term that Alex Smith would be the better choice than Aaron in the long term. I think we became too much involved. It was one of those maybe paralysis to analysis, really, because we had so much time to think about it. But we put a lot of stock in Aaron's, changing Aaron's throwing style. We also got caught up a little bit in that Alex was so mobile. That was a good thing. But in the end, like I said, we felt that Alex would be the better long-term guy. I didn't have my idea in that thought process. But it was Alex at the time.
That other ID was a real ID. They said I could have used that. I just couldn't get in the casino with
I'm not. I was wrong.
Very
about inmate on that.
It's an inmate ID.
It's a release ID.
Still telling them about the places we go, you don't really tell them, I just got out. That's what I'm saying, like, niggas don't, all that hood shit, bro, is dead. You just don't party with police no more. Niggas survived that shit. Niggas party with the white folks. And it's not just, and we say white folks, it's not just white folks. It's a whole bunch of bitches. College bitches. Party.
Well, we had chosen.
All right.
Okay. But I will say, in all fairness to Alex, what he's doing today, it would have been nice if we had done that. What they do in Kansas City, running the zone, using his legs as well as his arm, having a very strong defense. If we had built it that way, I think we had a better chance to be successful. As it was, we put him into a prototypical type style offense, tried to make him a pocket quarterback. That's really not what Alex is. He's doing what he does best right now, and that's why he plays well right now. He helps their football team win. But obviously, Aaron's got greatness in him. I think Alex is a good, solid performer.
Right, Smith and Rodgers, any similarities going down between Goff and Wentz? And if you're a team that's looking at these top quarterback prospects like the Rams?
I think there are some similarities, but the thing that I think is best about it, the entire picture right now, is Goff's going to go to the team where he should go to, and Wentz is going to, if he goes first, I'm assuming that. Wentz, I'm assuming, goes second. He's going to the team he should go to. And for this reason, I think Goff is a prototypical pocket type of a passer. That's exactly what the Rams want to do. If it comes to running the ball, they want to commit to early. The quarterback is not part of the run game whatsoever. So they've got their guy in Goff, in my opinion, to match what they do and do it well. On the other hand, Wentz, I think, is going to the perfect spot as well. He's going to do the type of things. He's very much like Alex. He's got great legs. He's got a good arm, but I think the total package of Wentz makes him fit the type of offense that Kansas City does with Alex Smith much better. Therefore, I think he's a great fit for what they do. I think their quarterbacks are going to the ideal place for them, and I think in the long term, not in the long term, in the short term, I think Wentz is a guy that's going to play sooner than Goff for this simple reason. He's going to see a lot less from a defensive standpoint. He's not going to see all the exotics that Goff's going to see. The reason for that is the type of offense that they run in Kansas City. Now Philly is one where they run the zone read, and that really reduces the amount of defense that you can do against a team. So that's why I believe early on, people say Goff, in my opinion, early on it's going to be Wentz.
Coach, give us a little clarification when you talk about exotics. Is there anything specific that you mean when is it an amoeba defense? Is it something that out of the norm that we usually don't see?
Well, the exotics would simply be something like bringing 4 blitzers off of one side, as opposed. That would be the easiest way to give you a picture. When you do that, if you come out to the opposite side with the option, you don't have enough people that take care of the triple option, which is the pitch, the quarterback, the dive, or the bubble, the pass. So you just don't have enough defenders opposite of an exotic blitz. So that's really what reduces it. So when you're preparing all week long, Goff is going to have to see all those things because he's going to see them in the game. Whereas Wentz you don't have to really show him all those. Some of those things he's not going to see because if they do it, the defense risks risk losing the ballgame or giving up a score.
Well, I'm glad you took Alex over Aaron, because if not, you might not be sitting right here next to me. How about that? Now, speaking of Alex Smith, you want to join us again tomorrow right here on HQ, because we're going to talk live with his head coach. That is the Chiefs frontman, Andy Reid, and we may get his mustache a little later in the program. That's yet to be determined. But still to come, what the Cowboys say, they're not concerned at all about the off-field issues with the Ohio State University's Joey Bosa. But next, Saints quarterback Drew Brees. He's joining us live. We're going to ask him what advice he would hand out to Jared Goff and Carson Wentz as they prepare to enter the National Football League. You're watching HQ. Everything you need to know about draft week.
Tonight on Path to the Draft, we get to know Laquan Treadwell, rookie and first receiver off the board, plus an in-depth look at the Cowboys' options with the number 4 pick. Path to the Draft, tonight at 6, live on NFL Network.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, 48 hours to the Rams' first pick, but there's no waiting on their best pick from last year. Todd Gurley joins us live, plus draft needs in the NFC East, tonight at 7 Eastern.
Your financial life. It has so many pieces, it's hard to see where you stand. But now there's an easier way. Introducing Personal Capital, the free website that shows you all your accounts in one place, making it easy to manage your finances, track your investments, and grow your net worth. Just go to personalcapital.com and link your accounts. You'll see income and spending, how your investments are doing, even your net worth, all in real time. You'll also get these free tools. Join for free at personalcapital.com.
My family and I went to a funeral today. I started wondering, how are my kids going to pay for my funeral? I mean, I don't have much savings and I don't have any life insurance. Will they sell the things that I want them to have or go into debt? I promised to always take care of my kids. It's time to make sure I keep that promise. I may not be the perfect candidate for life insurance, but my family is the perfect reason to get it.
If you're age 50 to 75, call Mass Mutual today for guaranteed acceptance life insurance. Coverage ranges from $2,000 to $25,000, and premiums can start at less than $10 per month. It's an affordable way to get reliable coverage. There are no medical questions or exams. Your acceptance is guaranteed. Help protect the people who matter most to you with guaranteed acceptance life insurance.
Call 1-800-660-9771. Started with my free credit score from Tnes1985's. They gave me so much more than a free credit score. Credit Sesame's money management tools and personalized offers saved me tons of money and helped me reach my goals.
I just signed up with their free app. What's my credit score?
Your credit score is 650.
That's magic!
No, that's CreditSesame.com. You get so much more than a free credit score, so do more with your score at CreditSesame.com. Mike Leon's mock draft is finally revealed. He's a vertical kid with a big arm, a full pick-by-pick breakdown from the premier expert on the draft. He's the definition of a star. Leon's mock draft, tomorrow at 8, only on NFL Network. Your New England and my New England Patriots select Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback, Eastern Illinois.
You know, that's right. Our Willie Mack making the pick for the Pats just a couple years ago. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo, not the first quarterback drafted by New England to potentially be the heir apparent to Tom Brady, but he will get the chance in 2016 after the U.S. Second Court of Appeals reinstated Brady's 4-game suspension for his part in the Deflategate scandal. This coming down on Monday. Now, in a 33-page document, the Second Circuit Court's decision can be summarized by the following statement, and I read as follows. We hold that the Commissioner properly exercised his broad discretion under the collective bargaining agreement, and that his procedural rulings were properly grounded in that agreement and did not deprive Brady of fundamental fairness. Accordingly, we
reverse the judgment of the district court and remand with instructions to confirm the award, end quote. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo, he attempted just 4 regular season passes in 2015, all against the Dolphins in Week 17 a year ago, and he completed just 1 for 6 yards. So I think the question that hangs over our heads is Jimmy G, as he's affectionately known already in New England, is he ready to take the reins of the Patriots?
Well, I don't know if he's ready to take the reins, but he's definitely going to have to fill in, certainly for the first 4 ball games.
Sure.
I think they've got a lot of confidence in him. Look, they took him in the second round, and last year they only went into the season with 2 quarterbacks, so you know they got confidence in him. He reminds me a lot of the way he plays, as a Joe Montana would play the game. He's not the most impressive, biggest, strongest, fastest type of a guy, but he makes very quick decisions. Yeah. He's got a very good accuracy. They deliver the ball quickly, so he does a lot of very good things. Look, if Belichick and Josh McDaniels were 2 very good coaches, believe in him, that says a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall see. Only 4 passes in 2015. That's not enough experience necessarily, but we shall see. All right. All this week, NFL Network sending our legends back to campus. The guys returning to their alma mater will walk down memory lane and remembering their own college years as they visit the next generation of NFL hopefuls from this year's draft class. This Thursday on HQ, it is Deion Sanders' turn. That's right. Before he was prime time, Deion was a promising young star at Florida State. Prime goes back to campus with another rising Seminole talent, Jalen Ramsey. Here's a preview.
How was your old saying? That last leg, coming in, starting at corner immediately. So, you know, they talking about seeing that his birthday, first since they just started picking us fast. And was slowing down from it. Started enjoying it. That's what daddy's always telling me, man. Yeah, I was the best practice player first, but y'all got to see me out on the field. You set that tone. I'm trying to meet it. You go to the quarterback and say, look, I'm going to get you today.
That is going to be good. Yeah. Good TV. See Deion Sanders go back to campus with Jalen Ramsey Thursday on HQ. Deion and Jalen joining their defensive coach they shared on the field. Plus, here's the advice Deion gave Jalen about life in the pros. That is Thursday on NFL HQ. I highly recommend you check it out. But coming up next hour, guys, Maurice Jones-Drew going back to campus with UCLA defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Earlier this month, MJD, he returned to his former college stomping grounds in Westwood, where of course, he caught up with his fellow Bruin. We've got that exclusive interview. You definitely do not want to miss.
That was a tough read for USC coach, wasn't it?
Thank you. You're calling me out. That hurts. Still to come, though, what the Tom Brady suspension ruling means for fantasy owners. Why the impact goes well beyond just TB12. We'll discuss that. But next, the Cowboys' philosophy about using this draft to find their QB of the future. We are live in Dallas. This is HQ Everything. And, Drew Brees coming up next. And you might want to stick around for that.
Just think.
Highly recommend Drew Brees coming up next.
New Schick Hydro versus the Loose Strip. With a hydrating gel reservoir that gives you 40% less friction, it's designed by no other razor to protect from irritation. Sorry, Loose Strip. Schick Hydro for your skin.
Kids Stinkfoot making you cry foul? Meet new odor eater Stink Stoppers. The quick drying spray absorbs, traps, and neutralizes smells. Stink Stoppers. Fight kids' foot funk.
The new Royal Blizzard. What's the science behind the fudge suspended inside?
It's not working. Guys, I actually fill the Blizzard with fudge.
Science! Experience the all-new Royal Blizzard lineup. This is fat food, not fast food. What's it going to be? An oven-baked DiGiorno or waiting for delivery?
Isn't that weird when we ordered?
A hot, fresh-baked crust or...
Did we order extra soggy?
Don't settle for delivery. Rise to the occasion. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
With McGuire's Ultimate Wash and Wax, you can give your car a bath wherever you are. No water needed. McGuire's. Reflect your passion.
Hi folks, it's election time again, a good time to remember what got this country started. Taxation without representation. If you fall behind on your taxes, you want the best representation with the IRS, and that is Optima Tax Relief. You have rights as a taxpayer, but it takes cash to run a country, and the government needs money. Your money. Problem is, you also have bills to pay, and you wind up owing back taxes. You heard the IRS can freeze your assets, garnish your wages. Good news is they also have a program called the Fresh Start Initiative, a tax debt compromise program designed to work things out, and that could save you serious money. Optimus attorneys and agents will fight to ensure that you pay only the minimum, not a penny more. They save their clients millions. You heard we should all do some financial planning? Sure. You were planning on having more finances. Here's the next plan. Call Optima for a free consultation.
For your free consultation, call 1-800-971-5606. That's 1-800-971-5606 or visit us at OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Yet another innovation only at a Sleep Number store.
Hi, need help finding a dependable used car? I'm worried about things like flame damage. Just say, show me cars with no accidents reported. Find the cars you want, avoid the ones you don't. Plus, you get a free Carfax report with every listing. That's it. Start your used car search at Carfax.com. Who are the top 100 players in the game today? Everyone has their opinion, but now the players get their chance to be heard. I love playing against that guy. Just remarkable.
What a catch by Odell Beckham Jr.
He's a home run threat every time he gets the ball.
Find out how they write their ears.
Matchup of the decade. Antonio Brown.
He's a beast.
The top 100 players of 2016 premieres Wednesday, May 4th at 8 only on NFL Network.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Here's Breeze. Touchdown Saints. Downfield. That was the magic trick.
Some Transformer City, time now to welcome in the man. That's right, Saints quarterback Drew Brees. Drew, thanks so much for the time. Thanks for joining us here on NFL HQ.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Now, you said that you're a big fan of Tom Brady in the past, and you even held training camp with the New England Patriots. So, what are your thoughts on yesterday's news about Tom's suspension?
Well, it kind of came out of nowhere. It surprised me. I think it probably surprised a lot of people. I think a lot of us thought that issue was done and gone, but I'm not sure of all the details. I haven't been able to really read a lot or hear a lot about it yet, so I'll just wait until I have the chance to do that.
Absolutely. Enough Tom Brady talk. Enough about the Patriots. Let's talk about those New Orleans Saints. Now, your head coach, Sean Payton, inked a 5-year contract extension back in March. So how excited were you when you heard that news?
Extremely excited. Obviously, Coach Payton is the reason I'm in New Orleans. Going back to 2006 when he gave me the opportunity to come there and be his quarterback and help with the resurgence of our team and organization and city. And obviously there's so many people that are a part of that, but I feel like Sean has built such a great foundation there by which we have the opportunity to be successful. We've got a great culture, and you just feel like we're entering this window where we're really going to have a chance. And obviously he's the guy who's been instrumental in putting that together.
Yeah, you said right here a few months back on HQ that you and Sean Payton would be back in the Crescent City, and you are a man of your word. We appreciate that, Drew. Now, 2016, the final year of your current deal, and you said you and the Saints right now exactly where you want to be, but are you any closer on that extension?
No, listen, conversations are ongoing, and as this usually goes with contract talks, it kind of goes throughout the offseason. So as soon as there's something to report, I'll let you know.
Absolutely. Tom Brady, not to go back to him, but he's about to turn 39. So with that in mind, how many more years would you like to keep playing through?
I definitely feel like I've got quite a few more, but I'm just taking it 1 year at a time because, as you know, you got to prove it every year.
Hey,
Hey, Drew, this is Mike Nolan here. Hey, I got a football question for you. Maybe I can get a little insight from you on this. But, every time I prepared a defense to play you, it was always important that we disguised everything we did, from the front, from the coverage, to blitz, anything we could do, because you had in my opinion, we had to care, guys. I thought you had the best eyes and the best pump fake of any quarterback that I've really seen in my 35 years of coaching and 30 in the NFL. I've always thought you do a tremendous job with that. Tell me, when did you start working on those facets of your game and really master them, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, I appreciate that compliment very much, especially coming from you. I have a lot of respect for you, Coach. But I think you develop your pre-snap thought process, and a lot of that is based upon the amount of film that you watch on an opponent each week. And I knew how much time I would spend, watching your defenses and just trying to pick up just whatever clue I possibly could, and know that there was instances where, I'm going to have to change protection, going to have to get to a better play because, you're going to bring some type of pressure or what have you that would otherwise give us problems. And so I think that's just hours and hours of film study, and then just having a plan for, whatever could happen, and almost being in a position where you're going to expect the unexpected.
Drew, you're in Chicago. Of course, the draft gets underway on Thursday. Jared Goff and Carson Wentz expected to go 1-2, 2-1, respectively. So, any advice you would hand out to these guys as they get ready to start their NFL careers?
Well, obviously, it's an exciting time for them. They've had great college careers. I'm sure that it's been an interesting process for them over the last few months with their pro days and talking to different teams. What I tell guys that are getting drafted, and obviously these two guys may be a little different because they're getting drafted probably number 1 and number 2. But the advice that was given to me when I came out was it's not how high you get drafted. That was kind of the thing for a lot of guys, just the competitor in you. You want to get drafted as high as possible. It's not about that. It's about ending up with the right team, the right system, the right coach, the right place. It's just the right overall fit for you. And so I recognize that, after maybe getting a little frustrated with the process when I went through it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I landed in San Diego, which I felt like was the best place for me, at the time. So that's my advice to guys now. It's not how you get drafted. It's just making sure you end up in the right place.
If you're the Rams, who do you take number 1, Drew?
I really don't know enough about these two guys, but I just know we play the Rams this year at our place, and I know we're going to have to get ready for that defense, so that's what I'm worried about.
And that's what you call a deferment, folks. Now, Drew, you have an individual video series with Tempur-Pedic. Enlighten us about that. Tell us some more.
Yeah, this is cool. We're launching the Breeze on Breeze campaign this today for Tempur-Breeze and Tempur-Pedic. So I think that they named a mattress after me. It turns out they didn't. It's just called the Tempur-Breeze. But I was able to do a fun set of a digital video series with my center, Max Unger. Because as we know, the big guys, they sleep hot. So they need a mattress that's going to cool them down at night and get them a good night's sleep. So you can actually check out those videos on my social media platforms and also at youtube.com/Tempur-Pedic-Beds.
NFC South, you've been put on notice. The Saints quarterback, Drew Brees, he is well rested. Drew Brees, thanks so much, as always, for joining us here this morning on HQ, and good luck this season, man.
Thank you. It's coming. Mike Mayock had it. Mock draft, Manziel to the Cowboys, and sure enough, Johnny Football is there for the taking.
This is the hit player of the whole draft. If they have Johnny Manziel right now, this place is going to explode.
The Dallas Cowboys select Zach Martin. Notre Dame.
Potentially some players coming along. They bring in somebody to make sure nobody plays.
Yeah, they call every day, all day. That's real shit.
Well, sometimes teams lead towards safe picks, and that was a safe pick for Jerry and the boys, taking Zach Martin over Johnny Manziel in 2014. So will Dallas make a similar decision in 2016 with that number 4 pick? Find out live Thursday, 8 Eastern, right here on NFL Network. I'm talking more because someone has steak on their mind. So for more of the Dallas Cowboys, a team that likes to eat plenty of steak, let's welcome in our own Randy Moss, joining us live from Irving, Texas. Now, Randy, could Joey Bosa's off-the-field issues cause the boys to pass on the former Ohio State University defensive end?
Well, that topic came up yesterday at their news conference. Keep in mind that Bosa was suspended for the first game of the 2015 season at Ohio State for an unspecified violation of school policy. But Jerry Jones, in his typical straight